Let's take a look at how we can draw Bohr diagrams in a little bit more detail. In this example, we'll take a look at how to draw a Bohr diagram for oxygen-16. Our first step is going to be to draw the nucleus right here. Then we need to determine the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons in oxygen-16. Let's start with the protons. We know that the number of protons is equal to the atomic number. So if we take a look at the periodic table, we see that oxygen is atomic number 8. That means it has to have 8 protons in its nucleus. So we'll draw those right in our diagram. Next, let's take a look at neutrons. The number of neutrons is equal to the mass number subtract the atomic number. For oxygen-16, it has a mass number of 16 and its atomic number is 8. So 16 minus 8 is equal to 8. So we have 8 neutrons in the nucleus, and we'll draw those in there. Now let's take a look at electrons. We see that oxygen is in period number 2. This means it has to have 2 shells of electrons. So we'll draw those in. Then we have to determine the number of electrons present in oxygen-16. The number of electrons is going to be equal to the number of protons. Now, we have 8 protons in the nucleus. That means we have to have 8 electrons in those shells. Remember that oxygen-16 is a neutral atom. Protons have a positive charge, electrons have a negative charge, and they have to balance out. So if there's 8 positive charges, there has to be 8 negative charges. So if we add them up, they add to 0 or be neutral. Next, we have to fill in those electron shells within our Bohr diagram. We'll start with the first level. We've learned that the first level can hold a maximum of 2 electrons. So we'll draw those in. Sometimes you'll see the electrons in shell number 1 drawn side by side. Sometimes you'll see one here and one down here. Both are perfectly acceptable. Next, we'll move on to the second shell, and we'll start filling in those electrons. Remember, we need to have a total of 8, and we already have 2 in the first shell. So we have to place those 6 remaining electrons. So we'll place those starting at one location. You can start at the top, bottom, as long as you just keep filling the shell. I'm going to start on the right. Here's one electron, another, another, and another. And then I'm going to keep on going until I reach a total of 8 electrons. This is the completed Bohr diagram for oxygen-16.